Hey friendlies, happy 4th of July. Happy Independence Day. Wanted to shoot a video just to say happy 4th of July. Hope you all have a wonderful and safe day. Hope that you're staying cool, not too worried about fires. Hopefully no fireworks in most places. They're banned every state I've been traveling in. So yeah, I want to show you around my camp too. A couple things I want to talk to you about today, in addition to the 4th of July. So this is my Sunday video. I'm going to do my regular travel video for you tomorrow. I figure most of you are out celebrating. I was hoping to get this up before you head out. Okay, so couple things I feel I have a responsibility to give you some more information about related to the tick video. When I shot that video off the cuff, I thought I was doing a community service based on my level of experience in hiking and backpacking, and having traveled to more than 30 states in my RV. At this point, I've been to almost every state. I think I have one more, I think. But, you know, I've hiked thousands of miles. I backpacked all through California, the Sierras, the coast. I hiked the entire state of Oregon a couple years ago on the Pacific Crest Trail. I've hiked in more than 30 states with dogs, including the South and the Southeast and Virginia, Carolinas. I mean, mosquitoes are out today. So I was basing my insight on my experience. That's a lot of experience. I think that's more experience than most people have. So I thought I was giving some really good information. But I've learned a few things since that video, and I felt a responsibility to share with you what I have learned. So again, basing that last video on my experience, and I stand by pretty much everything of what I said. There seems to be okay, so what I heard most is that the ticks that I showed you are dog ticks, and that deer ticks aren't as easily detectable. The thing I wanted to add to that is that I've hiked in, I've backpacked in states with deer ticks, and I still have not gotten Lyme disease. However, deer ticks are smaller than the ticks that I probably showed you. Something just scared Sadie. She came running out of that bush. Sorry, that was a fast turn. What was I saying? So I still have lived in, I mean, it's not like I've never been in states that have deer ticks. So while I showed you ticks and I said that I can feel ticks crawling on me, those are probably a specific type of tick that I have felt crawling on me, that I have actually found. Those are probably, but not necessarily. Deer ticks, from the research I saw, are maybe 75, maybe 50% smaller. And the adults, I still think an adult deer tick, I'm going to feel crawling on me. And the larva, though, and I remember reading this years ago, the larva phase of all of these ticks can be the size of a poppy seed. That's tiny. And they can be the worst. They said they can be the most dangerous, and you are not going to feel something the size of a poppy seed. She's having a ball in there. You're not going to feel something the size of a poppy seed crawling on you and probably not biting you. So yes, most ticks that I have encountered, at least that I know of, that's the other thing. I was talking about ticks that I know of. You know, the big ticks that I showed you, that I could feel, that I showed you crawling on me, that I have found on my dogs. Those are the ones that I know of. But again, it's not like I haven't been in territory with deer ticks. So I could have gotten bit and didn't know it, and I still have not gotten Lyme disease. So I just wanted to clarify that I maybe didn't have all of the information because I wasn't doing a video I was doing a video about my experience with ticks, not a CDC sanctioned video about ticks. And I wanted to share more information with you because I know a lot of people do listen to me. And I've said before that being a YouTuber is a responsibility. And sometimes when I talk off the cuff, I might forget that. And so yes, you may not always feel a tick bite. So what you want to look for is a rash. There's usually a rash. And the main point, I think, though, of most of my videos is really just to not stay home out of fear. And if you want to go travel somewhere, just research the forest that you're going to, research the state that you're going to, research the area that you're going to, find out what lives there, what you might have to watch out for, what precautions you have to make. And yeah, you know what, especially in the early summer and spring, if you're really worried about Lyme disease, you don't want to go traipsing through tall grass. You don't want to be walking through something like that that's super thick. You know, you might want to, I don't know what you want to do, maybe not let your dog run around like I let my dog run around. And I also learned that there are repellents. I didn't know that. There are repellents, but she's already on the chemicals that she takes orally. I don't want more chemicals. I don't want to put a flea repellent collar on her, which I read about are very, I'm not seeing a whole lot that is convincing me that it's worth it. And I don't want more chemicals. The other thing is, a lot of you talk about essential oils. The thing is, just because it's natural doesn't mean it's safe for dogs. Almost every essential oil I have ever read about that I have wanted to use are toxic to dogs. So I don't even want to use them on me, because they say you can't even use them in an infuser, because even just the scent of them in the air can be toxic to dogs. So you want to be careful about essential oils on dogs. The other thing is, what are your chances of getting Lyme disease? Lyme disease is most prevalent in the New England states, Northeast, and New Hampshire was according to the CDC, a study they did, getting bit, according to a CDC study that they did from like 2004 to 2016, there were like 13,000 cases in New Hampshire of a tick-borne illness. 13,000. The population of New Hampshire is 1.3 million. That's less than 1%. Okay. So again, while my facts may not always be 1,000 or, you know, may not be complete, the bigger picture is, I think I can fairly say that everything I talk about, I don't know how to say this, that I talk about things that are hyped to be super scary, and I talk about them to show that they're not as scary as they seem. And I can pretty much guarantee that that is probably always, how wishy-washy was that? You know, what I'm trying to do is say that things aren't as scary as they seem. And regardless, I think I succeeded in that. You know, I may have not included all the facts, but things aren't as scary as they seem. In fact, I tried to do the research on how likely you are, even in New England, of getting a disease if you're bitten by a tick. Best case scenario is 0. Worst case scenario, and I've checked multiple sources, worst case scenario if you're bitten by a tick is 50% that you're going to get a disease. So you got a 50-50 chance that you're not going to get a disease. If you're bitten by a tick, you have to be bitten by a tick. And I wonder what the chances are that if you're wandering through the wilderness that you even get bitten by a tick. Okay? So I just wanted to clarify those things, because I never want to misrepresent. I never want to give misinformation. I certainly never want anybody to get hurt or sick because they listened to me and they went out and they're like, I got Lyme disease. You know, I share my experience. Sometimes my experience is more limited than I think. In this case, that's true. My experience is more limited than I think. I haven't traveled in New England. We'll see if I come out of the summer disease-free. We'll see, you know. But like I said, I always assume I have more experience than most people. And that if I draw on that experience, I'm going to bring a pretty good perspective to a conversation that's often so much about fear-mongering. And in fact, if you look at the video, and I'll put a link up here, if you look at the video of all the people who did #NoLyme, there are many, exponentially more stories of people who did not get Lyme disease, or who have not had Lyme disease or any disease from a tick, who have had ticks on them, who've had ticks embedded in them, who've lived in states all over the country, and they have not had Lyme disease. And that's it. I just want to share that. Somebody hashtagged it. I might need to make a shirt out of it. Worst case scenario is not the only scenario. So that's it. Just felt it was my responsibility to add to that conversation about ticks and to kind of give a more well-rounded talk about the dangers of, sorry, I'm rolling my eyes about that, but the you know, what you might encounter if you are traveling in other states in the country that I have not been to. And let me see, what else? There was something else. Oh, let me show you what I'm doing here. Oh, yesterday, it's humid. It's like, last time I checked, it was 70 degrees, and that was like when I first got up, and like 96% humidity. It rained last night. So I'm Easternizing my rig. I don't know if you can see this. I did what a lot of the van dwellers do. I went and bought some mesh at a hardware store yesterday, and these are awesome. I can't even get it off. These are like 25-pound magnets. I'll put links below to my Amazon store if you want to check them out. And they've got hooks on them, which I love because I can come out here and I can hang, you know, laundry on them. I could hang leashes on them. So I really like the hooks. And so got the mesh over my windows so that, especially it was hot, it's going to be 90 again today. It was 94 yesterday, so that I can open these windows to let a breeze flow through, and without the glass magnifying the sunshine, I can open these up without bugs getting inside. Because what's really been bad, today's the worst day of the mosquitoes so far in all my travels. But what's really been bad are the biting flies, the horse flies. They've been terrible. And if you want to know where I am, the first real boondocking spot I've had in quite a while. If you want to know where this is, subscribe below, and I will be making a video about it in the next several weeks. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, got a lot to share with you. It's been some good, really good traveling. Tomorrow night will be the Black Hills. And I found a great boondocking spot in the Black Hills. In fact, that's the last time I had a good boondocking spot. And happy Independence Day. What are you guys doing today? I know I did a poll the other day. Most of you are just staying home or sticking close to home. I'm just going to hang out here. Been traveling a lot, pretty much every day, because it's been so hot. That's been the best thing, is just go sightseeing and, you know, take Sadie swimming and drive around with the air conditioning in the cab. And celebrate Independence Day. My fireworks tonight are going to be the fireflies. Lots of fireflies. We had a thunderstorm last night, and they were going nuts out here. It was really like my own little fireworks show. I got a question for you. Kind of half joking. But if water and electricity don't mix, how do fireflies not get electrocuted in rain? I know. I'm going to look it up, and I know that it's probably not real electricity, that it's something else. But anyway, I just thought that was a fun thought. And celebrating independence today, thinking about our country's independence. What does independence mean to you? I want to know. Leave your comments below. What does independence mean to you? There seemed to be a theme for me in my travels this week, and I think it'll come up in the videos that are coming up in the next few weeks. There seemed to be a theme this week about women's independence and the forces that want to keep us dependent. And so as a man or a woman, or if you want to talk about even the country, because we're in a weird place as far as our democracy, our very young democracy, talk about independence and however you want to talk about it. But I want to know, what does independence mean to you? So leave your comment below. I'm going to enjoy my beautiful spot here and relax today a little bit, sort of. No, maybe not. I don't know. All right. Thank you all so much for being here. And thank you for forgiving me when I screw up. Thank you for forgiving me when, you know, my best intentions don't always come across. Let's just say that. One more thing. I want to talk about the grounding mat. Speaking of my best intentions, talking off the cuff, sometimes I might sound a little insensitive. The grounding mat, it perfectly makes sense for some people who can't get outside. I was thinking about my friend who lives in San Francisco, who goes to a park near her house in the heart of the city and works out. And she could very well, I don't know if she does, go there barefoot. I used to walk around, you know, I used to go to parks, Dolores Park in the city, barefoot. That's what I was thinking about. But there are definitely situations where you can't go outside barefoot. People who live in snow states, you know, where you're buried under 10 feet of snow all winter, and maybe even people who suffer from some disabilities. So I apologize if that came off as a little insensitive. Sometimes, peeking off the cuff, I come off as a little insensitive when I don't mean to. And so thank you all for forgiving me and understanding and giving me the benefit of the doubt when I stick my foot in my mouth. And you all have a wonderful day. Have a happy 4th, and leave below what independence means to you. I appreciate you all more than you know. You rock. I'm glad you're here. And I'm living my best independent life. Thank you. I'll see you soon. In the meantime, be happy, be free. This is one happy dog. Be happy, be free, and be kind. I'll see you soon. It is hot, humid.